This is Talk Business and Politics with Roby Brock.
Welcome to Talk Business and Politics Daily. It is Wednesday, August 17th. Let's check out today's top stories. Corbett Manufacturing, a component manufacturing operation within American Railcar Industries, announced the company starting up a new manufacturing facility in Paragould. As part of the new location, the company plans to invest approximately $3.5 million and create up to 60 new jobs. Production at the new facility anticipated to start this month. A day after Diversicare announced it would assume management of 22 Golden Living nursing homes in Mississippi and Alabama, Talk Business and Politics has learned that Golden Living is planning to sell 3 of its service companies. The goal, according to several sources, is to scale back to operating only around 1/3 of the nursing homes that Golden Living now owns or manages. Although it's based in Dallas, the former corporate headquarters is in Fort Smith, now serves as the company's administrative center. The Fort Smith facility employs around 900 workers. Walmart's international division continues to streamline operations with its latest move to sell its Suburbia clothing chain owned by its Mexican business unit in a deal reportedly valued at $852 million. The deal sheds Walmart of 119 store locations and associated debt. Retail giant sold the business to El Puerto de Liverpool, which already runs more than 100 retail outlets in Mexico. Finally, former state representative Harold Copenhaver says he will run for mayor of Jonesboro. Current mayor Harold Perrin is expected to run for re-election, setting up a tough head-to-head matchup. Copenhaver served as vice president of business development for Centennial Bank. And those are your top stories of the day. You can check out a full read on those articles and much more at our website at talkbusiness.net. Up next, Dianne Curry. She's the Democratic challenger to Republican Representative French Hill in the 2nd Congressional District. What's her top issue on the campaign trail? And later we'll go inside the numbers for a look at federal money coming to Arkansas. And we'll also explore what's happening in the world of tourism. An Arkansas-born actress is lending her talents to El Dorado. More when we come back.
First Security is here. Only here. So that means we're here, here, and here. Even here. And definitely here. Because here is where we want to be for you. First Security Bank. Only in Arkansas.
At Deltic Timber Corporation, we believe in the responsible creation of communities, in the development of neighborhoods that bring convenience and comfort to life, while respecting the beauty and delicacy of nature. Like the harmonious balance of environment and expansion found in the thriving communities of Chenal Valley and Chenal Downs in Little Rock, and Red Oak Ridge in Hot Springs. Because the best communities in the natural state are the ones that help keep it that way.
Dianne Curry is the Democratic nominee for the U.S. Congressional District 2. She will face incumbent Republican French Hill and Libertarian Chris Hayes this fall. Welcome to the program. Thanks for being here.
Well, thank you. It's definitely an honor.
Well, good. Let's talk about your campaign and what you think is really driving this race. What was the main motivation for you getting in here? What do you think is the biggest issue that's kind of dominating this race this fall?
Okay. My main motivation for getting in the race is that people have talked with me saying, we want to see you and continue to be involved, you know, as I was involved with the Little Rock School District almost a decade as a board member and fought hard for children and families. And then also being the major issues for me as I've talked with people in the 2nd Congressional District, job development and, economic development and jobs seems to be a critical issue as well as education.
That's what you're hearing the most from people that you're out and about talking to.
Yes.
Unemployment's low, and there are some good things happening in the economy right now. As we've come out of the recession, so what's going to propel things further? What do you see as something that will spark more economic development?
Well, one thing, we want to see more action, of course, making sure we support the agriculture area. And also we want to build on vocational skills, especially for our youth. Even though unemployment has been low for adults, our youth in the 18 and, you know, between that millennial age, there's still a struggle to get a job. And a prime example, I know a lot of youth, I have a 27-year-old that's been out of college a while, but finally landed a decent job after graduating. But she's a prime example as far as so many other students that I know that have gotten out of school. It's still hard to get a job in their field of work. So we want to see a broadening of the skills and training that's available to them.
You mentioned your work on the Little Rock School
Yes.
board for almost a decade there, and obviously lots of concerns with where the school district is now with state control and the fact that, you know, there's not really a time frame just yet as to when the district might get out.
Right.
How can you, through Congress, do you feel like there's a role for you to try to help with public education and specifically the Little Rock School District in that regard?
Well, definitely one concern that I have, of course, I worked hard as a leader on the board with pushing for preschool. And of course, summer initiatives for students while being out for the summer. So I know how important it is for that preschool and elementary level. We've got to look at ways that, like the state of Georgia has the universal preschool funding. So we want opportunities for that funding to possibly be a major legislation.
A federal or a state
it's
issue?
A federal.
Yeah.
To me, it's both. But definitely, I know the state of Georgia has a state issue where they've dealt with that. So that would be one piece of legislation that I definitely would want to work with my colleagues in Congress on. But of course, I can't do it by myself. Right. So I would definitely be working to help make sure that better opportunities are provided.
Congressman French Hill's in his first term as
Yes.
U.S. representative.
Yes.
Lots of times people run against incumbents because they feel like they are going to differentiate themselves from them somewhere. Get me a point or two where you feel like you would vote differently than Congressman Hill.
Well, definitely, I would have voted on, I would say the minimum wage of 2015. You know, that's a big issue. To me, it's a living wage. As I look at all of the prerequisites of the labor unions, how they worked and struggled over the years to be there to fight for people and better wages, better benefits, to me, that's a key factor. But we need to really fight more for a living wage for people. So I see that as being a plus in that Congressman Hill did not support those efforts in 15. So that would definitely be a key component or a key area that I would want to work that would be in line with Secretary Clinton.
So speaking of Secretary Clinton, we do have a presidential race this year. You've
Yes.
got Hillary Clinton versus Donald Trump as your two major party candidates there. I know you're a Hillary Clinton supporter.
Yes.
Were you in Philadelphia?
No, I did not go to Philadelphia.
So what do you think the contrast is in terms of the presidential candidates? Just articulate that in your own words of how you see the choice this fall.
Well, I agree with a lot of the platform of Secretary Clinton and the democratic process. However, I'm concerned with the things here that's been resonated to me as the concerns. Of course, we go back to the affordable health care piece that's critical. I know that Congressman Hill has not been as supportive of that issue, so I definitely would be one that want to make sure that the 250,000 or more people that have come on board with the affordable health have those opportunities, and hopefully many more can be added. Of course, education funding, again, here in the state, again, I'm gonna hark on the preschool piece. I know how critical, as I looked at some of the studies from Harvard University and just in our state alone, studies have been presented. It is critical that we support our kids early on. So those are two, I feel, very major components.
All right, she's Dianne Curry. She's the Democratic nominee for U.S. Congress in District 2. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you for this opportunity.
You bet. When we come back, we're going to go inside the numbers for a look at some things that are happening in terms of federal money coming to the state of Arkansas, how that's impacting the economy. And also, when we come back, we'll take a look at tourism around the state. I'm Roby Brock. This is Talk Business and Politics Daily.
Each day, the promise of our nation begins again. Arkansas and America moving forward. I help make that promise a reality. It's not for everyone, but people everywhere depend on us.
Oh, I love you too, sweetie.
Trucking delivers, or everything stops. And that's what drives me.
I did.
As Arkansas's population grows, so do our energy demands. But with the right mix of resources, reliable, affordable power will always be a reality. These resources are all around us in our rivers, blowing through our trees, even right below our feet. The answer isn't focusing on one resource, it's embracing them all. The electric cooperatives of Arkansas know that a balanced approach to power builds our communities and powers our dreams. Visit themixmatters.com and see why there's power in knowledge.
Arkansas frequently receives federal grant money for a variety of projects. In today's Inside the Numbers segment, we take a look at 3 grants impacting healthcare, trade, and technology. Let's begin with $450,000. The Fayetteville Chamber of Commerce will receive $450,000 in federal money to purchase robotic equipment and to hire staff to support the launch of the Northwest Arkansas Regional Robotics Training Center and Fab Lab. That outfit will provide training for employees from companies who have on-site robots and will also help train students and others who wish to become certified robotics technicians. 42, that's a U.S. Department of Agriculture grant of more than $600,000 will fund telemedicine units in 42 rural schools statewide. It will connect school nurses with pediatricians at Arkansas Children's Hospital in real time. The program will test this fall in Benton before a larger statewide rollout to school districts with fewer than 5,000 kids. $400,000, that's the amount of money awarded to the World Trade Center of Arkansas from the Department of Commerce. The grant will be used to promote the expansion of exports from Arkansas, especially in counties affected by natural disasters. The World Trade Center's International Assistance Program has generated new and expanded revenue of more than $40 million in exports since late 2013. You can read more about the funding in these stories that you'll find on our website at talkbusiness.net. When we come back, a roundup of tourism news, actresses in El Dorado, a delay on a new major museum in Fort Smith, and much more. Stick around.
Circuits turn on the lights by making a connection, by closing the loop. At Entergy, we believe our economy is circular too. What you put in comes back. So we invest billions in new infrastructure, which helps attract new industry, which helps create new jobs. We partner with local communities to electrify the economy. And together, we power life. Entergy.
You've likely heard of the Great Arkansas Treasure Hunt. In fact, you or your business may have property to claim in the hunt. But where does this treasure come from? Businesses like yours. The law calls it unclaimed property. If your business is holding money on its books that you've not been able to return to the owner, it's most likely unclaimed property, and the law requires it to be sent to the state auditor's office each year. Auditor Andrea Lee's office can make the process for businesses to comply with the law easy and straightforward. Help us help you return Arkansans' unclaimed property at auditor.ar.gov.
Well, every day at talkbusiness.net, you can keep up with not only our top business and political stories of the day, but we're also reporting on a variety of specific industries to keep you more informed. Healthcare, startups, manufacturing, banking, energy, and tourism are some of the areas that we've created microsites for so that you can have an easier read. Now today we take a deeper dive into the headlines that you can find on our tourism microsite, which is supported in part by the Arkansas Department of Parks and Tourism and the Arkansas Department of Heritage. Arkansas native Joey Lauren Adams will be a celebrity judge at the 3rd Annual El Dorado Film Festival set for September 15th in El Dorado. There will be screenings of 56 films from 14 different countries in categories that include feature films, international short films, the Oxford American Southern-made short films, Arkansas-made short films, and the Louisiana Film Prize Top 5 Special Showcase. Another tourism story we're following is the U.S. Marshals Museum. It kicked off a new era last week with the arrival of new President and CEO Patrick Weeks from Dublin, Ohio. In January 2007, the U.S. Marshals Service selected Fort Smith as a site for the estimated 50,000 square foot National Museum. Still about $17 million shy of a $50 million goal, Weeks said that he thinks the museum most likely will not open until the end of 2019 instead of the current date of 2018 that's been discussed. For the latest business news on tourism, travel, heritage, and hospitality, check it all out on our tourism microsite at talkbusiness.net. That's all for today's Talk Business and Politics Daily. Thank you for watching. Check us out online at talkbusiness.net for the latest in business and politics. I'm Roby Brock. We'll see you next time. Until then, take care.